Hey guys, this is Tom from Numbers Game Lifestyle, and today we're going to be talking about another case study in which logistics end up being the make or break point. This is very common in night game scenarios and in some day game scenarios where logistics mean everything. It's the make or break moment of whether or not you get with this chick or not. So let's look at the case study, find out if his text messages are messed up, or whether it's something else entirely, like logistics. Okay, let's go. So here's this guy, what he has to say about his interaction. Met this gorgeous girl as I was rushing to the train station. We were in a beautiful spot in the city, so I opened with the usual, "Can you take a pic of me?" opener. This is actually a really cool opener. I've never done this before. Never seen it done before, but yeah, it ends up working pretty well. She complied, and here is more or less the conversation that ensued. And she's going to be, all of her text is going to be in italics. So he asks her to take a picture of her, and she does. She says, "Have a look. If you need more, I have time. Hint, hint. Logistics are good. Let's continue hanging out." Whenever she says, like, "Look, I got lots of time here. I can hang out with you." That's basically what she's sub-communicating. And he says, "Thanks. It's great. I mean, this guy is horrible," pointing at myself in the pic, "but the rest is great." Again, a great way to follow up. Makes fun of himself. Kind of makes fun of her as well. But yeah, a good opener. I like it. She laughs. Ha ha ha. He asks her, "Are you a tourist?" She says yes. He asks her where she's from. "Where are you from?" She says X. He says, "Cool, I'm from Y. People from our countries are usually warm and friendly, so I wanted to get to show some similarity and connect right away." She says, "Cool." He asks, "Are you staying long?" And here we go. Logistics are going to come in. She says, "I leave tomorrow." And this is what we mean about logistics. It is make or break. Either you meet this girl tonight or you're never going to see her again. She's gone. She's leaving the country. She's leaving the town. I don't know where she's going, but it sounds like she's traveling a lot. And this is kind of like what women do. Like, it's kind of like what women kind of fantasize about usually when they're traveling is to meet a strange guy in a strange land, a foreign guy in a foreign land, and have something romantic happen. And this is her last night to make it happen. And she's giving all the green lights saying, "This is the last night. I'm free. I got nothing else going on. And it's either now or never. Either you make something happen or you will never see this girl again. Nothing will happen." And he says, "Gotcha. What are you up to now? Are you going anywhere exciting?" This is good. He's right away finding out, like, what are you up to? Do you have plans? Because I'm going to make plans for us. Okay. Good going. This is how you follow up. This is how you find out logistics and capitalize when things pop up. She says, "Not really. I'm just walking around." Again, seeing green light. I got nothing planned. I'm not doing anything. He says, "By the way, I love your eyes. You're cute." She has beautiful eyes. She's introverted. Again, this is not needed. I don't really compliment women when I approach them. Everything is communicated by the fact that I'm asking them questions and getting to know them and finding out what they're doing. You really have no need to say, like, "Oh, your eyes are so beautiful." It's like, she's probably heard that a million times, okay? Anyways, that's besides the point. She says, "Thanks." He says, "Hey, do you know where X train station is?" I guess he doesn't know where he's going. He doesn't have internet access. This is kind of derailing what he really needs to do. And you can tell this guy is in a hurry because he's not capitalizing on the opportunity that he has in front of him. She says, he asks her, "Do you know where this X train station is?" She has no clue. He says, "Damn, it should be around here." He had no internet to look it up. But he says, "By the way, what are you doing tonight?" Maybe too strong. No, it is not too strong. She is green light the whole way. You have to make something happen now or never. There's no like beating around the bush. There's no wasting time here. Wasting time will mean she never sees you and she's on a flight back to a different country and you never, this will be a what if moment. Okay, so what happens next? By the way, what are you doing tonight? She says, nothing. Maybe we should grab a drink together. What do you say? She says, we could. She was not thrilled. Again, a lot of girls, some girls won't like the whole drinks idea. You've got to transition. And so that is right away showing that this girl isn't a drinker. Most girls that I date aren't drinkers. So you offer an alternative. Do something else. She's keen for it. Okay, she says, let me cool. Let me get your number. At this point, standing 3 or 4 meters apart. I walked towards her, and as I got closer, she crossed her arms. I said, don't worry, we don't have to meet if we don't want to. I'll just text you once, and if not, it's cool. She said, okay. Again, she's shy. He's probably a foreign guy that she's never had any kind of experience with. I don't know exactly the whole details, but I wouldn't look too much into this. She just crossed her arms and seemed a little bit nervous. Who cares? He says, I expected there was a bit of attraction, so I thought we just needed some comfort. Not needed. She's already comfortable with you. If you would have had the logistics, you weren't so busy to hop on the train, you could have grabbed her right then and said, let's take a walk. Let's go to this place. Closer back to my place, right? Whatever is closer to your place, that's where you're going to go. This is the fantasy that women have about traveling. She's alone, her last night here, no plans, nothing to do. Make it something. Give her something to remember this whole trip about. Okay, this is how the text messages went. He says, hey X, cool to meet you. It's Enki. I guess that's the guy's name. He says, sorry for not staying to chat. I had to catch the train. Again, I think his logistics were he had to train to catch. He had to get going, which is why he didn't capitalize on the open logistics. She says, my pleasure, Enki, no worries. So he says, what do you think of this country? People are not as warm as your country, eh? This is derailing the whole conversation, right? This is all like him trying to build comfort, trying to seed the clothes, trying to soft clothes, all this nonsense. Most guys have it in their head that asking a woman out is like diffusing a bomb. And if you touch the wrong wire, you say the wrong word, everything's going to blow up in your face and the set's going to be ruined. It's like, no, if a girl is keen on meeting you, it is very, very straightforward. You do not have to diffuse a bomb in order to get women to see you. But no, he just beats around the bush with asking her about questions about traveling and about her country and all this stuff. Save it for when you're face to face and you can dive deep into these topics in person. This is just fluff that means absolutely nothing but wasting each other's time. Okay, so what do you think of this country? People are not as warm as your country, eh? She responds, not really, but it has really beautiful views. He says, yeah, it's a wonderful country. Do you travel a lot? She says, yes, it's really nice. At the moment, yes, but I'm traveling in X and I can travel a bit. And you? He says, yes. Just arrived here. Incredible city and people. Yeah, I love traveling and travel as often as I can. The feeling of freedom, being able to improvise and always discover new things and emotions and getting to know people and creating connections. Again, all this comfort building over text, completely useless and completely boring. It's fluffing, it's padding, it means absolutely nothing. It says, what do you look for when you travel? She says, yeah, it doesn't beat my country. Ha ha ha. I bet you 100%. I always seek to learn as well, to know and feel a sense of freedom, but also a sense of peace, to enjoy nature and the beauty of the simple things. She asks, can you speak English? He says, of course this country must be better. Only a little bit. And he says, yes, in terms of speaking languages, I think. Or no, that's him saying yes to sense of freedom and travel and all this stuff. And she says, you have to visit. We can talk in English if it's easier for you. Ha ha ha. He says, what are you doing, Bella? Did you see the sunset? Writing in Spanish is not a problem. Talking goes much better in English. Again, these people are, both of them, English isn't their first language, so they're talking past each other. There's a recipe for disaster here because they can misinterpret what each other is trying to say. Keep it very basic so a translation is very easy. Right? There's no getting misconstrued, no like misunderstandings. All this fluff is a recipe for disaster because you don't know at any point you can misinterpret a text and all of a sudden the set is blown. Writing in Spanish is not a problem. Talking goes much better in English. I was trying to soft close here. Again, this stupid notion of having to soft close before having to hard close. It's like, get real, dude. This isn't this fight. This isn't diffusing a bomb here. This isn't rocket science. This is asking a woman out to see you, right? It's like, oh no, if I do it too early, I'll never get to see her again. It's like, no, if a girl wants to see you, she will say yes. It's that simple. Okay, so what does he say? Yes, super beautiful. You cannot imagine the peace it gave me and you. And they get into more conversations. He says, answer to my talking about much better in English. My Spanish is not great, but I read this as her sort of giving a green light to the soft close. Like, as it sounds good, let's talk in English when we meet. I just finished work and went out for a run. Now a shower. If you want, we can grab something to drink and we can chat in English. She says, you live here. I thought you were on vacation here. Here, he says, I felt she became less comfortable. I live here temporarily for work, but I also work remotely when I travel. She says, wow, cool. This is super cool. Again, okay. He says, I didn't reply to this, nor did she add anything. Unfortunately, I have no time to make a stronger first impression, so I had to work with what I had. But could this have been salvaged somehow, or was it dead from the beginning? No, this set is completely live. He just has to get to the point and keep it very, very simple. They're both non-English speakers, so they're kind of talking past each other, getting caught up in the fluff. Keep it very basic, like, where are you staying? Find out the logistics in that. Okay, can you meet me at this spot? I'll be at here. Like, can you meet up for this split? Like, whatever it is, whether it's a coffee or whether it's a walk or whether it's a museum, whatever it is, close around your place, you invite her to that. And then you move it forward instead of this like asking for drinks when she already communicated that it wasn't her kind of thing. Right? So time is of the essence. You got to move fast. He was always wondering about, oh, like I didn't make a good first impression. I got to build comfort. None of that is important. You can get laid after a 1 to 2 minute conversations from a girl that you schedule a date with and get laid. It's very easy, provided that the girl actually wants to meet you and you ask her out instead of this pussyfooting around the business here. He finally does get to the point, and I don't think she quite got it. Like, he asked her out, kind of. Don't think it out, kind of. Just ask her out. Are you free at this time to go to this place? It's very simple for her. You have to keep it very basic, right? Like, you get caught up trying to defuse the bomb, trying to not touch the wires together and explode, and it's not that complicated. They overcomplicate this stuff. Logistics is now or never. Either you make something happen and you arrange something that night, or it's never going to happen. That is the importance of logistics in these situations. Anyways, guys, if you need help doing this, capitalizing on logistics when it's a now make or break moment, whether you meet this girl or you will never see her again, I help guys do that so you can make the most of your opportunities and not blow them by, getting lost in the weeds, okay? Anyways, guys, that's the video. Thanks for watching.